Well, guys, welcome to the last class of Mosaic Wellness University online. This is Dr. David Harper, your wellness coach and facilitator, speaking to you for the last time in our group of 12. Man, it's been quite a journey, and it's been an honor to be sharing this with you as we go through this educational program called Mosaic Wellness University. So tonight's class is about creating your health development program. How can we take all the knowledge that we have learned this year and actually create better health next year and every year ever after? So are you happy? If you could create your life just as you wanted it, could you? What would you want more than you have today that would make you happier? If you could create a list for your life just as you wanted it, what would you want more? Would it be love, money, free time, friends and time with friends, spiritual growth, a bigger home, better health? A Canadian happiness survey was performed, and here's what people said would actually increase their happiness. More free time was the biggest one at 36%. More money at 23%. Better health came in number 3 at 19%. In a 2008 study in Australia, researchers studied 10,000 adults about their health and level of happiness. What they found is a cycle that repeats itself. Healthy people are happier, and the new study shows that people who are happy and satisfied with their lives are healthier. Moreover, the benefit comes from a quick turnaround time, with greater happiness possibly boosting health in as little as 3 years. Quote, "Everything else being equal, if you are happy and satisfied with your life now, you are more likely to be healthy in the future." Importantly, our results are independent of several factors that impact health, such as smoking, physical activity, alcohol consumption, and age, end quote, said the lead researcher Mohammed Saifash. So health and happiness are very connected. Health produces and promotes happiness, and happiness promotes better health. It seems that if we could it would serve us well to be happy, so we can also be as healthy as possible. So let's look at where the happiest people on earth are. In 2008 survey, Nigeria was first. Overall, Nigerians were the happiest people on earth. These are Maasai herdsmen, so poor they are living in houses made of sticks and dung. Researchers for the World Values Survey surveyed 1,000 people from each country, 253 questions. This is the 6th survey since 1980. The study seems to say money alone does not make a person happy. So where does happiness come from? Where does happiness come from? Here is what science tells us right now. 50% of our happiness is genetically predetermined. We have no control over that part. It's hardwired. 10% of our happiness comes from our circumstances, where we are born, our race, our ethnicity. We really have no control over that either. 40% of our happiness comes from our intentional activities, how we choose to live. That's right, 40% of our happiness comes from our intentional activities, how we choose to live our lives. So happiness is intentional. We create it by what we do, how we think, and our quest to improve ourselves. If we are fit and eat right, we create health and therefore greater happiness. If we intentionally try to be happy, we create better health. In a study of over 300 children, it was found that kids who had a greater sense of spirituality also had a 27% increase in their perceived happiness. Living intentionally means taking responsibility for your well-being, guys, and mastering your life. How many of you ever had a bad day? What made it bad? How about a good day? Ever had a good day? Remember the movie City Slickers and their conversation about their best day? What was your best day? Think of a recent success in your life, or think of your best day you've had in the recent past. It felt good to be happy and successful. How did you start your day? Did you start with a prayer, a meditative walk, a hug from your spouse or child? Did you think about what you were grateful for? What else contributed in a positive way to your day? Who were you being? What characteristics would describe your demeanor? What did you do for yourself? How did you treat your family and friends? What was your energy like? How did you eat? What was your relationship with your clients? Were you focused and attentive? Did you exercise? Now what I want you to do is I want you to write down who you are being and what you are doing that created a great day. Take some time now and think about creating a formula for yourself to be who you need to be and to do whatever it takes to have what you truly want to have. Happiness is a repeatable process. And guys, what's going to happen is you're going to have a LifeWorks checklist sent as part of this package, part of this online program. I want you to download that and begin to fill that out. How we think is important also. We make choices how we view our world. We can view the glass half empty or half full. Our emotions determine our health and happiness. Dr. Emoto, a scientist from Japan, studied water. He was testing water pollution and examining the water crystals formed from freezing water under a high-power microscope. When he studied a pure water source, he saw beautiful, symmetrical crystals form. When he took polluted water samples and studied the crystals, they had very little structure or symmetry. He asked a priest from a nearby temple to offer a prayer to the polluted water sample. To his surprise, a beautiful, symmetrical crystal appeared. Human thoughts and emotions can alter the molecular structure of water. The power of thoughts can change the world within you and around you. He went on to study water imprinted by negative thoughts such as, "You make me sick," or "I will kill you," or an image of Adolf Hitler, and the crystals that formed were distorted, frightening, muddied patterns. When the water was imprinted with positive thoughts such as love, appreciation, and gratitude, the water generated complex, intricate, and beautiful crystals. I actually have these books, and if you're interested sometime I can bring them in and I can show you what these crystals were like. But it was amazing, because the most highly developed and symmetrical crystals came from the emotion of gratitude. What do we do with that knowledge? What would make sense for us to take time each day to do? Well, of course, be grateful. When we talk about creating a health development program, we are talking about planning our health goals and creating the health we want to have. Dr. Maslow was a psychologist who developed the pyramid hierarchy of human needs. His basic need was physiological: food, water, sleep. Next was safety and shelter. An even higher need is the need for love. But the highest level of human need is a need for achievement and self-actualization. It is this fulfillment of this need that brings contentment, peace, and happiness. So goal setting, guys, is vital to our happiness. Setting goals is key to the pursuit of happiness. Happiness is the progressive achievement of a worthy ideal. From Brian Tracy. How many of you would like to live a long, happy, and healthy life? How would you do that? Is it chance? Is it genetics? Or is it lifestyle? Does it matter how we think about our own longevity? How you perceive aging and your health in your senior years actually influences your lifespan. Remember, we talked about this in Class 1. In a 2002 study of middle-aged Canadians who were interviewed over a period of 20 years by Yale University researchers, it was found that those people who had a positive perception of aging live an average of 7.5 years longer than those with negative images of growing older. We need to rethink aging, because how we perceive aging will actually prolong or shorten our life. One of the best ways to accomplish a goal is to find people who have mastered what you want to achieve and then emulate the steps they took to accomplish it. The same goes for living a long and healthy life. If we could find the people who live to the oldest and healthiest, we could copy their lifestyle and have the same results. So who are those people? The Blue Zones, this book that is here, in collaboration with National Geographic, found the 5 parts of the world where people live the longest and studied their lifestyle. In 2008, author Dan Buettner released his book, The Blue Zones, where he described the 5 regions of the world where people routinely live to be 100 or more in a healthy state. He also studied their lifestyles and came up with 9 very powerful lifestyle habits that these people have in common. So where are the Blue Zones? Well, here they are: Sardinia, Italy. One team of demographers found a hotspot of longevity in the mountain villages where men reach the age of 100 years at an amazing rate. The islands of Okinawa, Japan. Another team examined a group that is among the longest lived on Earth. Loma Linda, California. Researchers studied a group of Seventh-day Adventists who rank among America's longest longevity all-stars. Nicoya Peninsula, Costa Rica. The Nicoya Peninsula was the subject of research on a Quest Network expedition which began on January 29, 2007. Ikaria, Greece. In April '09, the April '09 expedition to the island of Ikaria uncovered the location of the highest percentage of 90-year-olds on the planet. Nearly 1 of 3 people make it into their 90s. Furthermore, Icarians have about 20% lower rates of cancer, 50% lower rates of heart disease, and almost no dementia. So 9 keys to Blue Zone longevity. Here they are. Just move. The world's longest-lived people don't pump iron, run marathons, or join gyms. Instead, they live in environments that constantly nudge them into moving without thinking about it. They live in places where they can walk to the store, to their friends' houses, or places of worship. Their houses have stairs. They have gardens in their yards. Consider making things a little inconvenient. Make that extra trip up or down the stairs instead of loading things at the top or the bottom to take up later. Walk to your airport gate instead of taking a moving walkway. Park far from the entrance. Walk a dog. Do your own yard and housework. Get rid of some of the time-saving electronics and power equipment that have quote-unquote simplified our lives. And by doing this, by moving naturally, you'll gain 4 years. Having the right outlook will also gain 4 years. That's number 2, purpose now. Knowing your sense of purpose is worth up to 7 years of extra life expectancy. The Okinawans call it Akaija, and the Nicoyans call it Plan de Vida. For both it translates into why I wake up in the morning. Do an internal inventory. Be able to articulate your values, passions, gifts, and talents. What are the things you like to do and the things you don't? Then incorporate ways to put your skills into action. Number 3, downshift. Even people in the blue zones experience stress. Stress leads to chronic inflammation, which is associated with every major age-related disease. What the world's longest-lived people have that we don't have are routines that shed that stress. Okinawans take a few minutes each day to remember their ancestors. Adventists pray. Icarians take a nap, and the Sardinians do a happy hour. Find a stress-shedding strategy that works for you and make it a routine. Eat wisely. It will gain 8 years. 80% you will. Marketers tell us we can eat our way to health. Americans have been eating its way well beyond health. Our strategy focuses on taking things out instead of putting more things in. Hara Hachi Bu, the Okinawan 2,500-year-old Confucian mantra said before meals, reminds them to stop eating when their stomach is 80% full. The 20% gap between not being hungry and feeling full could be the difference between losing weight or gaining it. Serve food at the counter. Store leftovers, then sit down to enjoy the meal. Replace your big dishes with 10-inch plates. Remove TVs from the kitchen. People in the blue zones eat their smallest meal in the late afternoon or early evening, and they don't eat any more for the rest of the day. Number 5, plant slant. Go ahead and eat meat if you want, but consider it a condiment and try the leanest, finest meat you can afford. Try to limit to a portion the size of the deck of cards and only twice per week. Beans, including flava, black, and soy, and lentils, are the cornerstone of most centenarian diets. Snacking on nuts, about a handful a day, has been associated with an extra 2 to 3 years of life expectancy. Number 6, wine at 5. Moderate drinkers outlive non-drinkers. The trick is to drink 1 to 2 drinks per day, preferably Sardinian Canoa wine, with friends and or with food. And no, you can't save it up for the weekend and have 14 drinks on Saturday. If you can connect, it will gain an extra 4 years, and that's number 7, which is to belong. All but 5 of the 263 centenarians we interviewed belong to some faith-based community. It doesn't matter if you're Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Jewish, or some other religion that meets as a community. Research shows that attending faith-based services 4 times per month will add 4 to 14 years of life expectancy. Number 8. Loved ones first. Successful centenarians in the blue zones put their families first. This means keeping your aging parents and grandparents nearby or in your home. It lowers disease and mortality rates of children in the home too. Work on being a positive, committed relationship, which can up to 3 years of your life expectancy, and invest in your children with time and love. And number 9. the right tribe. The world's longest-lived people choose or born into social circles that supported healthy behaviors. Okinawans created moe, groups of 5 friends that committed to each other for life. Research from the Framingham studies show that smoking, obesity, happiness, and even loneliness is contagious. Assessing who you hang out with and then proactively surrounding yourself with the right friends with the right beliefs will do more to add years to your life than just about anything. Okay, here's where it all comes down. In order to create or begin a health development program, there are some basic understandings that are necessary to know. Number 1, how your health is lost. Number 2, how your health is gained or grows. Number 3, the difference between a lifestyle and a treatment, your choices when it comes to your health. Number 4, the law of attraction in your health. And number 5, the importance of family and your health. So, here's the question of the day. Are you healthier today than you were 5 years ago? If the answer is no, it's likely you've watched your health deteriorate. If the answer is yes, it's likely that you've made healthy lifestyle decisions, and that's the purpose of this program. This program was aimed at trying to help us educate each other through this process of learning and wisdom gaining. Guys, our behavior is based upon what we think, and what we think or how we think is based upon the knowledge that we have, and our knowledge is based upon what's been handed down to us and what's in the community and the society around us. So if the knowledge that's been handed down to us and the knowledge that we gain from our society and the medical community is inaccurate, then how we think will be inaccurate. And if we think inaccurately, then we will behave inaccurately. And if we behave inaccurately and it helps to create a life that's full of disease and impairment and disability and frustration, then we need to change how we think. So lifestyle decisions are the number one thing to think about at this point in time. So where are you today? This graph illustrates where most people begin to seek health care, including chiropractic, when they have symptoms. In this area here, right in this red dot. Here we see a typical new patient who is unaware of how health is developed and has gone through life not implementing any positive lifestyle changes, and now their health has reached a point where they have enough damage to produce symptoms. The horizontal line represents life from birth to death. The vertical line represents the level of health. We do not believe that it is normal for health to deteriorate over time. Here's another great question. Will you be healthier 5 years from now than you are today? If the answer is no, what lifestyle changes could you make to cause your health to improve rather than continue to deteriorate? If you said the answer was yes, what lifestyle changes are you planning to make? All health development or health deterioration is a result of your lifestyle. Whether you make a poor lifestyle decisions or positive ones, the changes you have made this year in your lifestyle will lead to better health in the future. So back to this graph again. Once health is improved to a point where symptoms abate and health stabilizes, health development requires investigating new health development strategies and lifestyles that will help your health improve over the course of your lifetime. The same actions and activities that got you into this predicament cannot be the same things that you do to get yourself out. It needs to be different. Health development requires continual adoption of positive lifestyle strategies to improve one's health. That's also what we call wellness. Health maintenance never grows health, but only maintains the status quo. This describes much of medication treatment as it is focused on maintaining a condition rather than building health so that the condition no longer exists or the damage is repaired or healed. And most people remain unconscious about growing their health at all, simply waiting for conditions to develop and then treating them with drugs and surgery. So what is your focus? We often ask new patients on the new patient forums, what are your health objectives? The most common answer we get is that they want to get rid of something, a pain, or a symptom, or a condition. The fact is that an objective is something that we work towards, not something that we try to get rid of. The law of attraction basically states that what we focus on grows. So what are you focusing on? If you're focusing on just trying to get away from something, then you'll be focusing on the negative. The universe is, The universe is made up of vibrating energy, and learning to control those vibrations is the key to creating or destroying all things that are in your existence, including your own body. The amazing gift that we all have as human beings is the ability to exert conscious control over our emotions, which are also just another form of vibrating energy. So if everything is energy, and we control the vibration of our energy, then we can use the law of attraction to bring into our existence only the vibrations that we wish to have, including those that are consistent with vibrant, long-term health. The thing to realize in order to excel at this process is that although you will probably attract people and circumstances that will be part of your good health, it will always and only be the vibrations of our own body that ultimately manifest health or illness into your existence. So guys, focusing on symptoms, conditions, and disease is like looking backwards. Remember that where you are right now, as far as your health is the result of your lifestyle for the last year or 5 years ago, or for the past 25 years. It is simply not possible for you to see the straight line between your condition and the solution by looking backwards. Besides, focusing on negative emotions only creates negative frequencies or vibrations. It is a violation of the law of attraction to try and grow your health by focusing on the damage produced by the previous lifestyle habits. Things have to change. So who wants cancer? No one. It scares half of us to death. Even the word is chilling. If we focus our energy on fear and trying to avoid the things that could cause cancer, our fear and negative emotions create vibrational waves that are negative and may affect the very cells of your body. But we need to use the law of attraction to create a vision of the health that you want. We need to use the law of attraction to help us understand where we need to go and why we need to be there. Okay? We need to focus on the end result as though you are already there. We need to develop a plan. We need to begin taking action. We need to master a positive lifestyle change and move on to the next. We tend to think of health as a private blessing, sickness as a solitary curse, but the truth is it isn't nearly so simple. We're embedded into families, and they have a big effect. From Dr. Robert Ferrer, University of Texas Health Sciences Center. We don't get sick or stay well by ourselves, guys. The people closest to us affect every aspect of our health and are affected by how healthy we are. So our own well-being affects the health of the people closest to us. So have you ever heard people say that health problems sometimes run in families? As chiropractors, we think we found out why. The answer is that a lot of times the patterns of distortion we see on the adult's x-rays we also see in their child's x-rays, and the patterns of nerve interference we also see in the child's nervous system scans are similar to their patients. You can see some of these examples here. How long should these children wait to begin chiropractic care? Does it make sense to wait until they have their parents' health problems first? We feel so strongly that it makes more sense to raise healthy children rather than repair damaged adults that during your first 14 days of care, you can bring your kids in for free to have a nervous system evaluation. Now, doesn't that make sense to you? Because health is really a family affair. Guys, less than 6% of health problems in families are genetic. Nearly 94% of health problems are due to lifestyle. It is estimated that 25% of health problems in families are due to, quote, family forces, the same stresses, similar lifestyles, and habits. Families breathe the same air, they eat the same food, they experience the stress that different family members bring into the experience of that family. Because people who live under the same roof often experience the same health problems. Researchers at Nottingham University analyzed the health records of 8,400 married couples and found that the spouses of people who suffered with asthma, depression, ulcers, or high blood pressure were at sharply increased risk for developing the same conditions. Dr. Ed Clark, chair of the pediatrics department at the University of Utah, said, quote, "We may never fully grasp all the forces that families exert on their health," end quote. Researchers have documented that one family member's health problems can affect the health of the rest of the family. It would be difficult to grow one's health while other family members were unconscious of their own health. Your experience in the Mosaic Wellness University will have a positive effect on the rest of your family. Just as a family member with a health problem can have a negative effect on the rest of the family, someone who improves their health positively affects the rest of the family. Here's an example. My friend's grandson is only 3.5 years old. Do you know what he wants for Christmas? He has omega-3s on his Christmas list for Santa Claus. That's amazing. So how do you get your family to eat right? How many of you have ever had problems trying to get your kids to eat their vegetables? They need them. So here are some tips on how to get your children to eat vegetables. You want to start them young. You want to get them while they're hungry. Institute the no thank you bite rule. So basically what that means, they have to try it first. Tell your child he has to take a bite before vetoing something on his plate. Make up cute names. Marketers do this, so why shouldn't you? Call Brussels sprouts hero buttons, and some kids can't get enough of them. Trees for broccoli is another example. Shop with your kids. Let them pick up out the fruits and vegetables. Let them smell the produce and admire the colors. Cook with your kids. A child who helps prepare and cook the vegetables will often insist on eating them because he or she helped prepare them. Have a veggie night. This way there's no competition from other types of foods. Hide the veggies. Parents can stealthily sneak pureed vegetables into everything from shrimp dumplings to quesadillas. Make fruits and vegetables the easy option. Take a tip from the geniuses who thought to put potato chips in single-serving bags. Stock a kid's accessory shelf in your fridge with little bags of cut fruit and vegetables, applesauce, and fruit cups. Add vegetables to smoothies and let them use the fun gadgets. What kid doesn't love gadgets? Let them use a blender, juicer, and fruit processor to make smoothies and other recipes with fruits and vegetables. Use proper supervision, of course, though. Bribe with dessert. This is the least desirable method. Didn't want to finish what was good for them? No problem. No dessert. How to get your family to exercise. It's easy to lose focus of our own fitness as we get older, but the influence we have in our children should not be overlooked. If we have a lazy lifestyle, it's highly likely that your children will follow suit. So if you're concerned about the health and fitness of your children, it may take a joint effort to turn things around. Here are 7 ways to improve your family's health. The first one is weekend bike rides. They can be a great way of getting some excellent exercise together. Not only is it a lot of fun, it also represents a great opportunity to spend some quality time together. Family gyms. Try and see if there's a family gym in the area. Swimming. One of the best exercises kids can learn to do is to swim. It affects every muscle of their body, the upper body and the lower body. Introduce your children to a new sport. Soccer teams are very inexpensive ways to play a team sport that helps them learn so much about how to participate as a player on a team and how to support the team and to support each other. But it's constantly running, which is better actually than baseball. Baseball is a great sport, but there's a lot of time spent just watching, especially for young kids. Gardening is a great exercise. Just this past weekend, we spent time with the family out in the backyard doing the gardening and getting it ready for the spring. Number 6, head to a local park. The great thing about exercise is it doesn't have to cost anything. All you have to do is head to a local park. These days, some even have easy-to-use gym equipment. And guys, this is an important one because screen time is a major barrier against being fit and healthy. Limit the family's TV, computer, and video game time. It will make a difference for your complete future. So guys, your wellness checklist is going to be is part of this download too. So make sure that you've printed that out. There's several different Word documents that are part of this particular strategy for this last month, and you can print those all out on the website and download them and complete them. So now's the time you need to take to do your wellness checklist. I'm also going to ask that if it's possible for you to, it would be really amazing if you would do a brief 1 to 2 sentence testimony about your Mosaic Wellness University and how it has helped you and your family. There's also a sheet for this to be downloaded. It would be great to have you fax that back to us at 905-629-0276, or it's a Word document so you can actually just type on it and then type your name into the space there where it gives me permission to use it, and then email it back to me at drdave@mosaiclifecare.com. So now we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun with my own wellness Jeopardy. All right? So while this is going to be in a personal form, this can also be done in a group setting, and this is what it was made for. But what we're going to do is we're going to ask you to just write your answers down, and then there'll be an answer sheet at the end too as well that you can check to see. But don't look at the answer sheet until this is done. All right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get this all set up here. So Wellness Jeopardy number 1 for 100 points. Webster's Dictionary describes this state as, quote, a condition of wholeness in which all of the parts are functioning 100% of the time. Write down your answer. For 200 points. The science or study that deals with food and nourishment, especially in humans, or the process by which a living organism assimilates food and uses it for growth and for replacement of tissues. Write down your answer. For 200 points, 95% of all of these sold today are man-made from bioengineered bacteria or petroleum products. They are sold in grocery stores, pharmacies, big box stores, and natural food stores. Because they are only a fraction of the real thing, they are often not beneficial and can inflict serious damage on your body. Write down your answer. Number 4, new scientific understanding in the field of epigenetics tells us that traditional thinking that most disease is primarily the result of our genetics is wrong. Less than 6% of our risk for disease is genetic, while a whopping 94% of disease is the result of this. Number 5, the system of the body is the first system to form, this system of the body is the first system to form in the embryo and becomes the master control system of the body, controlling development, growth, adaptation, maintenance, and repair of every cell of the body. Write down your answer. Number 6, this is the most acidic food product available today. The acid level in this product is similar to drinking car battery acid. Write down your answer. It is the cause of all subluxation and can be either physical, biochemical, or emotional mental. What is the answer? Write it down. This type of exercise is performed regularly to strengthen the heart. Because you only burn extra calories for a short time after this type of exercise, it is not suitable by itself for sustainable fat loss. Write down your answer. For 400 points. Studies show that adults who include this type of exercise regularly in their lifestyle have less problems with age-related weight gain, maintain better posture and balance, and are less likely to require ambulatory assistance in their later years. What's the answer? This common household drink can contain chloride, fluoride, pesticides, and organic chemicals with heavy metal contamination. What is your answer? For 500 points. The 6 main causes of this secret killer are 1. Too much sugar, too much cortisol, obesity, deficiency of omega-3s, allergies and toxins, and acidic body pH. What is your answer? What is the secret killer? And for 500 points, this is the most common stress to the human body today. What is your answer? It's a tough one. For 500 points. Question 13. These chemicals can enter our bodies: A, from breathing them in; B, by being absorbed through our skin; C, by being absorbed from what we eat and drink; D, by medical injection; E, and they damage and stress our bodies if they're not broken down and eliminated; and F, they are often stored in fat. What is the answer? For 500 points. And our last question. The continual adoption of a positive lifestyle habits that leads to greater and greater levels of health. What is your answer? Well, guys, this is great. This is the end of the journey. This is the end of our 12 months together. It's been awesome to have journeyed with you. It's been a privilege and an honor. Again, if you'd like to get a hold of us at Mosaic Wellness University, you can call us at 905-629-0688. You can also email me at Dr. Dave, that's D-R-D-A-V-E, at mosaiclifecare.com. We have a diploma for you. We have a graduation diploma. We'd love to have you contact us that we can prepare that and personalize that for you and send that out to you. So please contact us and let us know that you've completed all of this, that you've answered your questions, that you've downloaded the various different additional opportunities for education that we have associated with this Mosaic Wellness University. It's been my honor and my privilege to humbly lead you through this process. Guys, it's all about life. It's all about preserving life. It's all about maintaining life so that you can spend your time living out your purpose for why you were created. We can't live out our purpose, guys, if we're sick, if we're impaired, if we're old and decrepit, or if we die before our time. Let's extend our expiration date. Let's enjoy it. Let's maximize that health curve. Let's have a health span that's as long as our lifespan. Let's enjoy why we were born. Let's enjoy the one body we have, because if you can't live in it, you're going to have to move out. Guys, take this information to heart, share it with others, spread the word about Mosaic Wellness University. It's great to have been able to lead you through this process and to help facilitate changes in your life. I would love to hear testimonials about what people have done for themselves. Join in the programs. We have Team Adrenaline on site. We have various different programs. Enjoy the website that we've been able to build for you and all the different tools on time mastery, on energy mastery, on financial mastery. Guys, enjoy the Mosaic lifestyle, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.